I think that while we still have uncertainty in the political and regulatory environment in Africa, what I see is actually a trend to greater stability in the sense that you have these disruptions, but the governments continue to function and the economies continue to grow. I think a terrific example of that is a country like Nigeria. 2009, a year where we had political challenge in the sense that our president was ill, and so there was some uncertainty in terms of how were we going to come out of that. We came out of it with the vice president becoming the acting president, and things continued to function. You may not have had that occur 10 years ago, but I think it's a real advancement and an example of the stability, or I should say rather the entrenchment of a new democratic process or a new way of looking at government, the fact that the government continued to function, things continued to go. And the economy, despite the global economic crisis, also managed to register roughly about a 6% growth in that time period.
But the foreign investors, particularly American investors, still have often this impression of Africa, some of the smaller scale investors particularly, that is a negative one.
Sure.
I mean, it seems that still is a fair stereotype in many markets in Africa.
In many markets, true, that particularly some of the smaller countries who are coming out of challenges now. You would not say, I mean, clearly in a country like DRC, which quite frankly offers some very interesting investment opportunities, but it's going to be a sophisticated investor, a knowledgeable investor who's going to actually venture into that market. So I think to me, the risk of stability or instability is about understanding, one, how the industry in which you're going to invest in, how resilient is it to those sort of larger macroeconomic shocks, two, your own understanding of that market, of that industry, of that business, and the risk mitigants that you're able to put in place to manage that. And I think the third thing is also, I think that investing in Africa, we often talk about briefcase investors. You cannot, in my opinion, invest in Africa and sit far away. You actually have to be close to your investment, close to what is going on, so that you can make adjustments to your business strategy, to your investment strategy as required. So I would say that Africa is not an environment in which you can just sort of place your money and walk away.
It's not
for the faint-hearted. It's there. You need knowledge. You need presence.
What's your responsibility as an investor working in an environment where corruption is often rife?
Well, I think, again, it comes down to your own analysis of the investment that you're about to make. The company, the people that you're dealing with, and I think also the assessment of that private sector company. How open is it to government influences or other influences that may not allow you to stay within your own compliance regulations, within your own comfort zone. So I'm not one of these people that believes that you cannot do business cleanly in Africa. I think you most certainly can. It's about choice, it's about management, and it's about understanding who you're actually dealing with and how you choose to play.